And what did you take from the win?
It was a good win. A win is a win. We're happy that we got it. I didn't really like the second half. We came out kind of sluggish. We weren't really as concentrated as we were in the first half, and that's kind of what got us there in Illinois the second half of the game. And we kind of let it slip away, but luckily we got the win this game.
Same question I asked Nate. I mean, they're non-scholarship. Would you rather play a full scholarship team or somebody else this week?
Same as Nate. We don't really look at scholarship. We treat every team like they're the best team. We have to go out prepared like they're the best team. Because if you go out and just say they're not on scholarship, they might slip behind you and just take a win. And we wouldn't like that feeling. It would be a hard week to go to the next game.
I understand you guys were somewhat depleted in the secondary against Duquesne, but were there other areas you feel like the defense could have done better in the second half?
I mean, it's all a team effort. If one player doesn't do good, the whole team's gonna hurt. Well, there's a lot of things that we could have done better in the second half that we didn't get accomplished. But at the end of the day, we just gotta suck it up, go back, watch film, and correct everything. The little things are the things that count.
Did you guys rip on Jalen for getting stripped on the interception return?
Yeah. We didn't want to be too hard on him. He was already hard on himself. But we got to protect the ball every time. It's just like we're on offense when we get an interception. You got to hold on to the ball. Next time we just tell him to just fall down when he catches the interception instead of running.
That'll be tough for him. He's a former running back,
Yeah.
2 hands on the ball.
2 hands on the ball inside traffic.
Have you seen much on Butler? Like what kind of threats do they possess on offense?
They're basically like a zone team. They're pretty well disciplined. They're well coached. They do what they're supposed to do, and we just have to watch and read our keys right and make sure we know what we're doing because we have a little things different this week on defense.
Do they differ from Duquesne in any way?
Every team is different, but there's always the same thing that you can tell. Everybody has the same tendencies with certain things, but they just do it a different way, different formations, same plays.
What's the mindset? Obviously, this is not a partial scholarship, non-scholarship, and you guys are, FCS. I mean, not that they aren't, but what's the mindset of the team this week looking at Butler?
Our mindset is always to get better every week. We only have one goal is to win, so that's what we're concentrating on this week. We can't let, just because that they're not a scholarship team doesn't mean that we can't give them the best that we have.
Coach Wolford also always talks about the strength of this conference. Does it bother you? Nate mentioned that it bothered him that this team made the playoffs last year and you guys didn't. Is that something you guys kind of carry with you going into this game?
That's always going to be a heavy thing on our shoulders that we didn't make the playoffs. It's hard to say you have one game that you could have won to go to the playoffs, one game that you didn't do, that you didn't get what you're supposed to do right. So, it's always going to be on our backs, and it's going to have a chip on our shoulder for the next season then. And we know that what that feeling is like, so we don't want that feeling again this year. So we're going to go in this year thinking that we're making the playoffs.